Halito everybody, this is CT over at the NYC Indian, and today we're going to be reviewing 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days, Calm Before the Storm. This is going to be brought to you from an urban Native American Indian perspective, a mixed perspective, and a secular perspective. Let's dive right on in. We wake up to Usman and Kimbali, and she's happy and they're smiling and talking, but she is still kind of feeling like the fries were missing from her value meal. I mean, he wasn't gonna have sex with her, right? And she starts complaining about that. Of course, she wants to feel closer, blah blah blah, and then finally he's just had it. He decides he's gonna leave. He packs up his stuff, saunters out, goes to his room, and then his friends come by. So when he goes out with the friends, this is where he just actually comes right out and reveals the hustle. I am not attracted to her. We already knew this, but now it's confirmed. He's not attracted to her. Oh yeah, maybe things can grow. No, he is not attracted to her, all right? And when you see him jump up, like whenever she tries to kind of suggest something physical, that I think that's a real reaction right there. I think he is really like, oh no, I can't do this, especially on camera. This is so sad. This is just so sad. Oh. Okay, so now there's Ben. Well, what did we learn from Ben this episode? Absolutely nothing other than the fact that he enjoys getting on planes and flying to countries he was asked not to visit and just kind of, I don't know, hanging out in the airport for hours or however long he was hanging out for endlessly. I mean, the man must have a lot of patience. And then he's like all upset now because she's not there. She's not answering whatever sort of correspondence. I don't know if he's texting her or emailing her, calling her, whatever. She's not responding. He just thinks she's going to be there. Like that was our agreement or something like that. But she told you right before you got on the plane to not get on the plane. So I'm not even understanding what this nonsense is all about. So yet again, another episode wasted. This buildup of, does this woman really exist? I'm assuming she does. But come on, enough already. I'm just like, I'm so done with these episodes with like the ghost, right? Just produce a human named Mahogany or just get rid of them and put another couple there. I mean, come on. So now we have Jimena and Mike, and they're in the back of the cab. Mike goes to blow his nose and then proceeds to take that nasty snot rag and stuff it inside one of the pockets in the back seat of the cab. I mean, what cave did you, are you serious? Did you not learn that? Like, that is so basic for manners, hygiene, everything. I mean, he's a nice guy, but I mean, Jimena, girl, I don't. Anyway, so he then reveals to her that he has ADHD, and that's the reason why he has difficulty remembering things and focusing, and it kind of made sense. And then you could see a look on her face like, oh, okay, and then she started to feel like, oh, but you didn't tell me. I thought we're not supposed to have any secrets amongst us. Well, that's kind of the pot calling the kettle black, Jimena, but that's okay, whatever. So it's out in the open now. But she says that she feels a little bit better because it kind of explains things, and yeah, she's gonna really have her hands full. Now it's time for Gino and Jasmine's vacation that he seems to not be able to afford. Now she's in a great mood and just like really on her best behavior. So when they get there and they're settled into the hotel, she actually says to him that she apologizes for the way she's acted and blah, blah, blah. She basically probably wants a proposal, right there. So she's thinking ahead. She's playing the long game. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. So now we have Ella, and she's talking with her mom and just kind of tossing around the idea that because of all the travel challenges that maybe she should go to Dubai and meet Johnny over there. And, her mom is just basically not having it. Like, are you serious? I mean, she's just afraid her daughter is going to be sold into white slavery naturally, bride of Al-Qaeda or something like that. It was just like giving me such a, it's like, it's Dubai, not Syria, like, whatever. Johnny, are you sure this is the town you want to flying from halfway across the world too, because this is going to be a challenge. He's gonna get there. He's not, I mean, it's just, oh my God. I mean, like I said before in the earlier reviews, they both fetishize each other, but you know, neither one of them come from diverse backgrounds, and the way that they are like into the, what I think, the wrong things about each other or assumptions about each other. You know, she didn't grow up in an area that's very diverse, and him going there, and like especially during a pandemic and those small towns where people listen to like all kinds of crazy news on TV, where like, you know, they sometimes, you know, they blame people or immigrants. That's happened to friends of mine that are Asian. You know, when they're in the wrong place around the wrong type of people, people will shout nasty things at them and like blame them for C-19. Yeah, I mean, that's a real thing. You know, Asian hate attacks and stuff like that. I'm not saying to that level, but you know, in a small town, we have more like group think, shall we say. I don't think this is the place or the time for him to be traveling to go see her there. I mean, to go to Idaho anyway. I mean, her going to Dubai, I think is safer than him going to Idaho. So, oh my God, Mike tries to cook a meal for Jimena and the boys to kind of show that he's able to step up and listen and things like that. And you know, it was, you know, the food looked absolutely gross, and you know, Jimena was pissed, like, damn, I'm gonna have to feed these kids again. And but she realized his intention and everything, and then Jimena's dad wanted to speak with Mike one-on-one. So they meet at a restaurant, and Jimena's father basically wants to know what his intentions are with his daughter, what's the end game here. And you know, Mike explains that he wants to marry Jimena. He loves her and he loves the boys. And, you know, one of the things that Jimena's father noticed is that the boys really love him, love Mike, and, you know, he likes that. And he says that he feels like he is a good guy, but, you know, the problem is that Jimena's past with her exes, and you know, it's such a terrible situation, and he probably saw his daughter go through a lot. I mean, imagine with all the, you know, all the stuff she was saying, like the hitman and all that. That's all. I mean, so he's probably really, really afraid, and is thinking, you know, this guy, you know, just because he's an American doesn't mean he won't take my child to America and harm her. So he's naturally a worried father, and, you know, Mike reassures him that he will take care of her, and I believe he would do his best. I really do. So, you know, I was really skeptical about the whole hygiene situation, because just at his age to be like that, it's really, really hard. Not impossible, but it's really hard to change someone's habits when they're that old. Right? I mean, he's not a child anymore. But the fact that he did that dinner, I was like, okay, that's a step in the right direction. But the nastiness, like, has to cease immediately. And if he can continue to do that, then maybe there's a chance. I'm not saying she'll ever be attracted to him, but maybe she won't be so repulsed by him if he's willing to do those things. And that's really important, because, you know, when you're going into a situation where you get like an instant family, you know, you have small children that are very impressionable. You know, those habits that you, those behaviors and habits that you have, you display in front of those children, they'll do the same thing, right? So it's really important to be clean and everything, and that's why she's so concerned. Like, how much changing am I gonna have to do for this guy? And like she said, she doesn't want to wind up being like his mom. She doesn't want to have to mother 3 children. So step in the right direction, but I'm gonna need to see a lot more than that. But good start, good start. Kim and Usman. So Kim is awaiting her beloved Usman, and she's clad in her finest evening attire. She's got the honeymoon suite setup all going on. She's drinking the bubbly, and here comes Usman. Takes one look around that room and is thinking like, where's the bride and the groom? Like, does she not get it? I'm not giving you any. Like, are you serious? And I'm a vintage girl. I like the classics. So I decided to wear this in honor of today's episode, which is Pepe Le Pew, because that's what this is giving me. Just chasing someone around and around and around who does not want you. It is like embarrassing at this point. Now there's a whole nother fight that ensues, and all this talk about, oh, her son is gonna feel disrespected, like you're disrespecting her and stuff like that, and now she's trying to use that. It seemed manipulative in that moment. It's like, just take the clue. He's trying to hustle you. You got to be smarter when somebody is clearly hustling you in your face, right? Oh my God, come on now. Now it's time for Mike and Jimena. It's getting close to the time that he has to go back to the States. So Mike is having a little like one-on-one time with one of her little boys and asking him about how he would feel if he were to become his new father. And it was just like, I almost wanted to cry in that moment, because like when the little boy said in Spanish, like, yeah, because I don't have a father. I mean, that just, oh my God, that just broke my heart. And that's why I'm thinking, like, if he can get on track with the hygiene stuff and they can work some things out, they want to be a family. We can all say what we want to say about Mike and how he looks and, and stuff like that. But if they want to all be a family and they're all on board and everybody knows what's going on, right? My philosophy, they're adults. Why not? It's just, can Jimena get past all that stuff? That's the question. So next scene, she's talking to her family, to her mom and her dad, about his habits and stuff like that. And she's really hesitant. She doesn't know if it's the right thing to do, because she's got to make up her mind, because he's about to leave, right? And the dad knows that he plans to propose, that Mike plans to propose to Jimena, but Jimena, I don't think she knows, right? But it's, I guess, the point of the trip, but at the same time, she's still not 100% sure, because she found out all this stuff. So, her family is very like, listen, you need, these kids need a dad and you need a better life. So like, just like basically put on your big girl pants and let's do this. Like, we need to move out of this neighborhood, basically. Her mom and dad were like, just be patient with time. It can grow. It was like, it sounded like the pep talks from before Married at First Sight. It was hysterical, but no, Jimena genuinely seems like she does not know if she can really go through with it or not. But we'll see about that. Do you guys think he can change? Do you think it's too late at that age to change? Guys, leave me some comments below and let me know what you think. I still think it's a long shot, but since he showed some, potential, we'll see. But do you guys think they're gonna stay together? I'm not sure. So meanwhile, Ben is still back at the airport, just standing there dumbfounded. Finally decides to catch a cab after he's, dried his tears or whatever, and tells the cabbie to take him to the city that she lives in. Not like maybe a hotel near the airport, but to go where she told you not to go. This is so stalkerish. And this is so like, I don't know what this reeks of, but it is so like, I'm just going to do what I want. I'm free to travel. I'm going to, no, regardless, I'm not going to respect your boundaries. I can go where I want to go. It's just so entitled to me. I don't like that kind of behavior. It's creepy, and I don't know. They need to just show this freaking girl already, or like, I am done with this, like reviewing this particular chapter. What is the point in keep showing us like some freaking snapshots of somebody every week? It's boring. So this is our last scene with Usman and Kim, which thank God, because they're out in the hallway. He wants to get his things. She wants him to come back to the room with her. She apologizes. He goes back into the room with her. He's like, okay, okay. He goes back into the room with her. And as soon as they get in bed, she does this Pepe Le Pew thing again. I am just like, I'm kind of really tired of reviewing the same thing over and over again. So anyway, of course they have another argument. Of course it's, you know, I never promised you that we were boyfriend and girlfriend, and I want more. Same thing. It's kind of boring. So anyway, hopefully next week, they will give us more. I think her bringing her son into it was just kind of like, it was a manipulative kind of thing. I think, you know, like, you know, how could you disrespect me? Think about my son. What would he think? Like that's really going to make somebody who was a complete and total con artist go, yeah, that's right. Maybe I should consider her son. Please, right? Please. So our last scene leaves us with Gino and Jasmine on this tropical island paradise where he's on cloud nine because she's finally in a good freaking mood, and they sit down at the table and she reveals to him that his ex friend requested her and gave her a little bit of tea. Okay, apparently they're still in communication, and when Jasmine confronted him about it, she was like, but I know that can't be true, right, Gino? I know you wouldn't do that, right, Gino? And it was just so creepy the way that she did that. And you know, Gino was just like frozen solid. And she was like, when was this, Gino? Give me dates. I want dates. And when Gino said that he had spoken to her as recent as a few days ago, oh my God. Oh my God. Now listen, we already knew that he was still friends with his ex. He told us that in the confessionals, right? But what we did not know was that his ex was going to reach out to this woman. Now, maybe this is some kind of production thing because it just doesn't make sense. Why would Gino's ex contact what's her name, Jasmine? Why would they why would she contact her? Like, it just doesn't really make that much sense to me. And you know, how does she know her name, her first and last? I mean, like, how could she even know her that much to even find her or even have the interest to find her? It just seems a little bit fishy to me. It seems a little off. Maybe they just want to see Jasmine go off, you know, on camera or something like that. But I don't really know about that. We'll find out about that next week. I mean, because we see her head spinning like Linda Blair, okay, in the clips for the scenes for next week. So we will only see what that category Hurricane is going to get to. So until then, everybody, be safe, take care, and chipisa lacho.